And everybody gets upset when players want to go pair up or players want to leave. Well, teams are always looking. I'm going to do what's in the best interest of the team. Well, Russ says, you know what? I'm going to do what's in the best interest. I need to get up out of here because I don't trust you anymore, Sam. I trusted you. You gave me your word that you was going to do everything you can to put the pieces around me. You made the trade for Paul George. Well, at first you made the trade for Victor Oladipo. And then you made the trade for Paul George, and I gave you everything. But come to find out, you look at me just like the other guy, all these other guys. I thought I was being beyond reproach. After what I've given you the last 3 years and the loyalty that I've showed you from the day I walked in, he got to go, Skip. He's never going to be happy again. He's never going to trust. He's going to say all the right things publicly. And he might even take out a full-page ad. What is it, the Oklahoman? Or what's the newspaper? It'll never be the same between Sam Presti and Russell Westbrook. But it's hard for me to look at this any other way than an indictment that the great players are saying, I can't win with you.
And I agree with you. I was as shocked by the fact that Paul George opted to leave Russ as I was by Paul George opting to play with number 2 with the Clippers. Because he was going home. He's from Palmdale. It's 30, 40 miles north of L.A. Obviously, number 2's from Riverside. He's born in Compton, but went to high school in Riverside, grew up in Riverside, which is a ways out to the east of here. But still, they're Southern California kids, so I get that part of it. I get the home tug on the heart. But I really believed, after I saw that video 1 year ago of that big 4th of July bash thrown by Russell Westbrook at Lake Hawassi, just outside of Oklahoma City, in which Paul George limoed up and got out and made the big announcement, I'm here with my man. I thought that Russell had, till death do them part, found his co-star, who gladly deferred to Russ and did the dirty work for Russ, which was all the defensive work. He led the league in steals. I think he led in deflections also.
He did.
And he had a hellacious year. He had his best year. Paul George did everything. Most points, 28 a game. Most rebounds, as you point out, 8. Most assists in his career, 4. 2.2 steals, PER career high, win shares career high, 39% from 3. He made the most threes and attempted the most threes in his career, so it wasn't like he was getting shortchanged on the shots. He took the most field goal attempts in his career and made the most, so he was getting shots. He was playing at an extremely high level on defense, and guess what? They won 1 playoff game. One. And I think he sat back and went Kevin Durant and decided, you know what? I just don't know if I'm ever going to be able to win a playoff series, or let alone a championship with that guy as the principal primary decision maker.
You're absolutely right. And I believe 2 things can always be true. I believe that Kevin Durant and Paul George really, really like Russell as a person.
I agree.
But I believe they came to the realization, I might like you as a person, but as a ball player, I do not believe, with the style of play that you exhibit, I don't believe I can win a championship like that. That's what they said. The man just signed a 4-year contract last year. And 1 year into that contract, he goes and tells Sam Presti, trade me to the Clippers. Get whatever you can, and I don't want, we're going to keep this hush. We're not going to make us think about it, but I want out. How does Russ look at it any other way?
So if I'm Jerry West on Tuesday in my first meeting with number 2, and he says, you got to go get me a co-star. How about Paul George? If I'm Jerry West, I'm saying, I can't.
He just signed.
He's Russ's guy, right? Number 2 says, let me work on that. Let me see if I can open that door for you. And he
got that flip phone. He got that flip phone out. You know, Kawhi got a flip phone. Flipped it out. And
bing, 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 bing. Can you text off a flip phone? I guess you still can.
I guess. I don't know.
It takes a long time.
You have to do the
All three,
You have to do it.
I mean, think about that, Skip. And so Russ went to bed. And like, I guess he was in bed. He might be on vacation. But he's thinking, okay, me and Paul George, blah, 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 we got this. And then it wakes up. And not only did Paul George get traded, you find out that they tried to trade you.
True. After the fact. The next day. Okay, so
Kyrie was the same situation. Remember when Kyrie found out they tried to trade him? Kyrie says, okay, you wanted to, go ahead and do it.
That is true. So Bottom line on Russell Westbrook, I always tell you, I love to watch him.
I do.
In fact, I love to watch him as much as I love to watch anybody play in this league. But I wouldn't want to play with him. And I love how hard he plays, but I'm still convinced, and you've made this point back to me, he's playing for his brand and his stats more than for winning, because I think he's a little more interested in starring than winning. He wants to be the MVP.
Right.
He wants to triple-double every year, to average the triple-double.
Right.
And he just keeps pulling it off to his glory at the expense of team glory. Not that I'm not saying he doesn't want to win. He just wants to star a little bit more than he wants to win.
Yes.
And when you're the point guard and that is your basic bottom line psyche mentality, you're going to have a hard time. It's going to be hard to win with him or play with him.
Yes.
Right?
I just believe, Skip, there's a difference between playing hard and playing smart. I believe he plays smart, plays hard 1,000% of the time. I don't believe he always plays smart. You don't come down and jack up shots if you got a 3-4 point lead and you're jacking up shots with 18 seconds on the shot clock. And he will do that. I mean, I just feel, and it's hard for me to look at it, and I'm sure he's looking at it the same way.
Yep.
I've had two guys in the last 4 years, top players, says, you know what? I got a better chance to win over there than right here.
That is true. So my second biggest laugh out loud of the weekend was, number one, of course, it was number 2 to the Clippers. But my second one was when I heard that Daryl Morey is interested in acquiring Russell Westbrook.
To do what?
I'm thinking, what? Because I'm going to point out the last 2 years, James Harden has led the league in usage rate.
Right.
And second, the last 2 years has been Russell Westbrook.
Right.
And if you go back 3 years, they've been 1-2, 2-1
Right.
in usage rate. So there's one basketball in Houston, unless they have a new rule and they get to play with 2.
Right.
But could you do that? Could you play with 2, let them both have a ball?
They need 3.
Okay, they need 3. Okay.
Because nobody else is touching the ball.
So who, people would, if you're just going for straight box office, just marquee value, TV ratings, yeah, I would tune in to watch Russ try to play with Harden. And obviously they were young teammates together and they've been on the floor together. But that was when James was the 6th or 7th man for Oklahoma
and
City.
he didn't know he had this in him.
No, he didn't.
He didn't finish run-up in the MVP 3 of the 4 last years. He didn't win the MVP.
No, and he was just a shooting guard.
Right.
That's all he did, and Russ was the obvious point guard. So
Skip, they got something working against them. This albatross. 4 years, $171 million.
I just don't know how anybody would absorb that. Maybe Pat Riley would, just because they need another star.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, the difference is the Thunder have 2 guys with albatross contracts. He and Steven Adams. The Heat got like 5 or 6 guys. They got Dragic, they got Olynyk, they got a bunch of guys. So you got to match it up dollar for dollar.
Justice Winslow.
Yeah. Skip, Russell's going to be 34 with a player option for $47 million. Ooh. I mean, we talk about bad contracts. We think John Wall, I think John Wall still has the worst contract. But now we're getting in, okay, if we swap it out, which is the worst contract, Russ or CP3? Because one guy got a contract for 4 years at 160. And this guy got 4 years at 171. But we wondered how Chris Paul and James Harden were going to play together. Look at you need a MIT professor to figure out how these 2 guys could play together. James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Yep. Which is why, in the end, I think Russ is going to wind up in a middle tier or lower tier sort of team.
Detroit.
Or, yeah, you got Detroit, you got Orlando, maybe Minnesota. Where
he gonna sell tickets though.
Okay, that's why you would acquire him. You'd do whatever it took to get him out of Oklahoma City to you, but you would have no designs on winning big.
Well, Sam Preston, you do a great job of drafting. You don't know how to keep them because you look at what you let go. You got 3 MVPs that you let go. James Harden, KD, Russ, Serge Ibaka won a title.
You did.
And for what? What is he going to skip after all that talent when it's all said and done? What is he going to have to show for?
Good point. Now you are starting over. Yep.
Russell Westbrook's agent working overtime, Thad Fauché. By the way, Anthony Davis's old agent before he signed with Clutch.
Clutch.
Hey, come on, Russ.
Yeah.
Come on, Russ, come to Clutch. You can't come to Lakers, but I'm saying come on over to Clutch.
Wonderful stuff this morning, gentlemen. All right, up next. Why doesn't anyone want to play with Shannon Sky LeBron?
That's a good question.
It ain't
That's
a good
the
question.
criticism some analysts are lobbing at the King now. We'll discuss that one up next.
Wireless network claims are so confusing. America's most reliable network, the nation's largest and most reliable network. The best network is even better? Best, fastest, best, enough. Sprint's doing things differently. They're offering a new 100% total satisfaction guarantee. I mean, I think Sprint's network and savings are great.